What's up, my fellow weirdos, freaks, peculiars, unknowns, and cryptics? You are watching my channel, and something is watching you. Anyways, this is not a video essay, nor is it something for kids. The information here is probably not the most accurate, and I do not claim to be an expert on any of these two series or anything I'm talking about right now. This is filled with my own personal biases, opinions, and convoluted thoughts. With that being said, I think the biggest difference between My Hero Academia and X-Men, and to a larger extent, Marvel as a whole, is accountability. The people in My Hero Academia are held more accountable than any of the heroes shown in X-Men, Marvel, DC, or any kind of superhero media that is basically westernized. And what is accountability for My Hero Academia is the fact that they need their hero license to be heroes. If they do something that goes against their training, against the hero codes and stuff like that, they can have their hero license stripped. And heroes are kind of like superstars, so a lot of times they get away with it, but that's not the point. There is some form of accountability there. On the other hand, if you go to Marvel and X-Men, I'm saying X-Men separate from Marvel because X-Men has its own thing, and it is the one that most mirrors My Hero Academia. But if you go to Marvel and X-Men, they have things like the Accords and the Mutant Registration Act, both of which are violently fought against. You don't see many people, especially heroes, who are for these two laws or acts or any of that. They don't think heroes should have codes. They don't think heroes should show their identities or should be known to the public, despite the fact that a lot of policemen, firefighters, detectives, and people who normally fight crime and are trained to fight crimes, including military, all have their identities out there. They are all registered, they are trained to do things properly. Heroes don't think they should have these same kind of rule sets, and do not think they need proper training. Well, at least proper training that is set up by a system of standardized safety codes and whatnot. Which kind of sucks. Now, if we go to X-Men, they heavily rebel against the Mutant Accords and the Mutant Registration Acts, which is cool and all, but what I find really weird is they are directly rebelling against that law itself instead of the people who dislike them and treat them differently because they're mutant. They're rebelling against the fact that they have to be known as a mutant, that people need to know that they're a mutant. And instead of rebelling and saying, just because I'm a mutant, doesn't mean I can be treated this way, they are rebelling against the fact that I don't want people to know I'm a mutant, which in itself shows that mutant community do not accept themselves, which I guess is a completely different problem altogether, and it is extremely reasonable, but that's not the point of what I'm saying right now, so I'm just gonna quickly sweep that under the rug. The point that I'm basically trying to say is Marvel, X-Men are basically running away from their accountability. Without these laws in place, if they mess up, they're not really held accountable, but their heroic persona is. Their heroic persona is the one to be blamed, and when it comes to their day-to-day lives, that is not changed. Which means they could quit at any time, and no one can stop them from doing that. They could take justice into their hand however they see fit, and no one could do anything about it, except for other people who stand against them as hero. They kind of have this egotistical view of what a hero is, and that a hero should never be identified, and they have the right to hide their identities because they are superheroes. Not just standard heroes, not just standard cops or anything. They're superheroes, and because they're superheroes, they have the right not to be known for their actual identity. And instead of having their powers registered, having them be like treated like some kind of special force to help people out, they want to be these anonymous figures without any kind of accountability to their actual name. Well, My Hero Academia takes it in a completely different direction, having both the Mutant Registration Act and the Accords in place. Heroes have to be trained. They have to earn the right to be a superhero. They have to be licensed to be a superhero. They have to take training to minimize collateral damage, to make sure most people are safe, to keep themselves from ruining people's lives while trying to save a city or the world. The casualties in a Marvel X-Men series are not well known, or are they even cared about. You don't find out how many people are hurt by their actions until later on, and they didn't even realize how many people they have hurt until later on. And that is because the lives that they fight for are so little to them. And I know that's not really the case. I'm just saying that for emphasis and to get a point across, or not get a point across, but to like kind of say what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? So please don't hate me for it. But My Hero Academia, they, even with the biggest fights, even with like these two large Superman level people, the damage is usually contained to one particular zone, minimized, people are evacuated, and lives are kept safe, and there's insurance policies and whatnot. And they have learned how to live in a hero-based society with heroes who are trained, responsible, and accountable, which cannot be said for Marvel or X-Men. It's interesting, actually. I mean, I love both series, but to me, My Hero Academia has the more accountable heroes. Leave a comment below about who you think has the more accountable hero, which type of hero society you like more, and kind of leave a like for me, subscribe, hit a notification bell to see some of the other stuff I might talk about, some of my other vlogs, or some other types of videos I might do, such as voice acting and dumb shit. Anyways, thanks. I appreciate you guys, and you guys are the blood of the thing that watches.